Today we're talking about a toy line that most everybody misses and that goes for big money all the time. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to talk about a toy line that most people seem to walk by, and I find them constantly, and they sell for some major money. We're talking about Breyer horses today, and we're going to look at some of the insane values these toys go for and show you some to be looking for right now. So Breyer horses show up all the time. We find them all over. I find these at thrift stores, garage sales, church sales all the time. They sell like mad during Christmas. Christmas is probably the best time of year to sell these. And most of these are just resin horses that are painted or made to look like a specific horse. They have been around, I think, since the late 50s, early 60s. I do find vintage ones as well as new ones. Most of these just show up in a bin full of animals, and most people don't think there's much value to them. If you know Breyer at all, you should know that there's a ton of value in these and that I can find them all over the place. Even at auctions, I'm lucky enough sometimes to find a huge assortment with some that are worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is probably one of the biggest underrated toy areas that you can find. There's a ton of money to be made, as you can see. Now, this one's a glossy. This is a treasure hunt, similar to what the Hot Wheels treasure hunts are. So, again, some of these are limited production. There are 240 of these made. Some are made out of resin, and there are some very nice deluxe porcelain versions of these as well. Now here is a vintage one. This one's from 1964. This is a Florentine decorator. Now these are found in books. There are price guides for these and dozens of sites that help you identify these and price these as well. Now these don't all sell for hundreds of dollars, but I am able to find some of these high dollar ones just out in the real world all the time if you dig around a lot. Again, the animals are missed by a lot of people. They just think in some cases they're cheap plastic animals that just aren't worth anything. You have to look for the markings on these. Some of these look just like other brands, but they're just junk brands. This is the brand you want. New, old, whatever the case. Even ones that were made in 2020 can go for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars right this very second. And as we get closer to Christmas, the price of all of these will go up. These are hot. Very hot items for Christmas for those into horses. Now here is a porcelain example in the box. This is Black Jack. They make tons of different varieties of these. They make a bunch of limited production. They make some that are only available online on web exclusives. They have a Breyer Fest every year as well, which gives away some more exclusive ones, or sells some, I should say. $500 here. In the box is always better, but loose. I don't care if they have a box or not. Most of these will get you something. Most of these, just the smaller ones, stablemates or any of the smaller lines of these, I can pick up for a quarter, 50 cents, or $1 in many cases because people just don't realize that they made them in different sizes or that Breyer is a name brand for these small, tiny ones. Now here is a stablemates. These are smaller. They were on rack cards. This is from the 70s. These still do show up. They don't look like the modern day ones, so people do miss these. Even some of the collectors I've seen walk by these, especially if they are out of the box. They're just loose. There's all kinds of different positions that you can find the horses in and the whole works. These aren't some fantasy sales either. This has 30 bids. There are mad collectors out there for Breyer pieces in general. I always look for them, and we always do extremely well. And I do mean pretty much always on these sorts of things. Now here is a boxed version as well. Now with some of these, you collect all 4 and you can send away for another free one that goes along with the set. Now some of these obviously are expensive to buy in the first place, but you can see the prices on these. Now with many of these, many people don't realize the value, so when they're putting them out for sale at a garage sale, thrift store, it's just a horse. That's the key to these areas. Now, there are other horses that go for some decent money from sets like Mego or something like that, but these show up all the time again. Just got to be careful and be looking for them. Look for the mark of Breyer on them. You will make some good money on these. Here's another vintage one in the box. This is one of the cardboard early boxed versions of these. Same company, Breyer Molding Company is who makes these. The name has changed, if I'm not mistaken, through the years as well. Some of the versions aren't worth as much as others, obviously. This one in the box, being vintage, is only $372. It's not as well collected. It was mass-produced as well, but still, it's hard to find in the box. Now, they make them in all types of finishes as well. This one's in wood grain. Many people think this is just some junk decorator piece when they see it out in the wild, but again, it is not. $585 for this one. Now here's the Black Stallion and Alec. This is from the story itself. This is an original in the box. The box has some ding. Breyer Animal Creations, $800 for this one. Now this one's vintage, obviously, from 1981. This one isn't as attractive to many of the top-end collectors of Breyer because they're more interested in the horses themselves and not necessarily a piece tied to a book or a movie or something like that. Now, some of the die-hard collectors, of course, will buy these up in a second if they see them. Now, this one is the 4th release from the Greek Gods series. This is a web special, but they only made 250 of them. Person sold one and they have another one of these. Now these are all real prices again. You can price these out all day long. If you check towards Christmas time, they always sell for more as well. Again, this is something always missed. Any of the glossy ones, I'll snag up in a second. The glossy ones usually sell for a lot more than the regulars. Now here's Silver from the Lone Ranger, 1990. It's a newer one. Sold for almost $1,000 as well in the box. So again, they don't have to be super old. It just has to be something unique with this line or a limited run or something along that line. Now here's another unique one from the Breyer Club. And this is a gold tone one. Again, some of these just look like junk decorator pieces to many people. The gold on this, just in my opinion, isn't very attractive. But as you can see, it went for $425. Here's another oddball one. This is another one of the web specials. This is a glossy silver filigree on here. Unique, different. Again, they don't look like anything special. Many of these do look cheap. You'll find some Japanese, some Chinese imports that are painted silver and things like that. Probably mocking some of the Breyer ones that you do see. Now here's the 3rd release from another series, the Big Cat series, made to look like a tiger. $465. Now here's another web exclusive. This one's from only 2017 and it went for $650. Once these are out of the box and mixed with a bunch of other horses, they're very easy to miss which one was worth the most money. So I do find these, as I said. Many cases I'll find a couple real expensive ones in a big lot with some cheaper ones. I sell the cheaper ones in a lot and then I sell the expensive ones on their own, and that's where I make a ton of money on these. Now this one here is from the Breyer Fest from 2009. This was a prize given away at the show, so these are very limited in run. $1,325. This is in no way near the top dollar that some of these can sell for. Large, rare display examples can sell for thousands and thousands, upwards of $10,000 for some of the rarest ones I have seen. Now here's another unique rare one from 1986. Some of them did come with vehicles. Some of these are display pieces as such forth as well and made to advertise Breyer's horses. $695 with the case with it as well. Here's another Breyer Fest piece from this year, 2020. They're rare. It's a diorama prize model given away as a prize. $2,650 plus shipping on all of these. So again, this is a huge area. I mean a huge area for this sort of thing. I find these all over the place. I can't think of a spot I go to that I haven't found a Breyer horse before. So again, you darn well better be looking out for these if you want to make some good money. They are out there. Just be able to distinguish the Breyer marking from anything else is the biggest key to these. Now here's another unique one. This is one of only 26 made. The fewer made, the more they go for. Now this one's from the Breyer Fest as well, and it's from a raffle. Very limited. $4,727 with 40 bids. Insane prices. And again, this still isn't the highest price I've ever seen on a Breyer horse. This is just from the last 90 days. Now again, once Christmas comes in here, these prices are going to go up even higher. So right now is the time to find these. Now, one misconception a lot of people make is that Breyer only made horses. They made other animals. They made a lot of different animals. They're fairly scarce, but most people don't realize that, and these can be missed, again, because people won't look at the other animals. They'll only look at the horses for those that may know something about Breyer, but the horses are just the tip of the iceberg for some of the oddball things they make. Cows, cows and calves they make as well too. Like this one here is a custom hand-painted one by a very specific collector. And this one went for $425 for the pair of these. It's a cow and the calf with it also. That's the most common of the cow sets that you will find. $425. Buffaloes. Now these are another line that they make, are these buffaloes. Now many people may get this mixed up with some of the Marx toys, the Marx line from Johnny West or some of those figures, because there's a buffalo in that set as well that is almost the same size as this. But the Breyer versions are the ones that I want because those go for a lot more than the Marx versions. $500 for this pair here. Here's another unique one. This is a standing donkey. This one's in an orangish finish. Most of these are not finished in this color. Hence the price, $1,601. Again, there's a ton of different varieties of these, and if you don't know enough to look for them, you won't find them because you won't realize that a resin horse, a resin donkey, a resin buffalo is worth this kind of money. Again, there are some porcelain, so don't shy away from anything that may be porcelain. And the last one is basically a Lassie dog. And this is from a Lassie mold, it says on here as well. Only 40 of these were made. Again, some of the sizes on some of these animals are fit for the Marx toy line. Don't get them confused. Even if you find them with Marx toys, always check the bottom. All the Marx are marked, as well as all the Breyer ones are marked as well. $700 for this cute collie. Well, there you have it. Hopefully that gave you an idea and some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
The basic domino rally set lets you... And with the deluxe domino rally set, you can actually...